Step aside, everyone. The new king is in town. Or the old king. Or is he on and off? Well, it's Rory McIlroy. If you thought he was too distracted with the PGA versus LIV feud, then you don't know he's also a multitasking king. The Cold War is just a side hustle because McIlroy is right there at the world #1 spot once again. Alright then, let's talk all about it, because why not? First up, Rory at the top. For the first time since July 2020, Rory McIlroy is finally seen in his natural habitat, the very top of the international leaderboard, all thanks to his terrific win at the CJ Cup on Sunday. The Northern Irishman left Kurt Kitayama behind with his exceptional final round 67. How exceptional? We're talking about 4 birdies exceptional. And with his CJ Cup win, he ended Scottie Scheffler's 30-week reign at the top of the board. This is his 107th week as the best golfer in the world. The first time he was crowned king was a decade ago, and it's the 9th time in those 10 years that he's been crowned king. You know what that means, right? Well, it means he's right there next to Tiger Woods and Greg Norman, since they're the only 2 players whose #1 era has ever stretched for more than a decade. Tiger, being the legend he is, has 17 years between the first time he was at the top and the most recent, while Norman has 11 and a half. Now it's Rory's turn to shoot for the moon and try to break these records. And to be honest, if there's anyone out there who can do it right now, it's McIlroy with his consistency and determination. Following up, why this means so much to him. Now, if you know your McIlroy lore well enough, you know that he's had, let's just say, an interesting year so far. The kind of interesting that's entertaining as a fan to watch, but absolutely crushing for the player experiencing it. 2022 for McIlroy was a roller coaster on steroids. From incredible highs to heartbreaking lows, he's seen it all. Take the Valero Texas Open, for example. The poor guy missed the cut altogether. Then soon after, he went ahead and gave a career-best performance at Augusta. Then he took a bit of a tumble at the PGA Championship and the RBC Canadian Open. So yeah, his career this year's had the mood swings of a problematic teenager. But all's well that ends well, right? Even after the Open Championship tragedy, our boy has done it. Like, sure, Cam Smith won the Claret Jug, but when was the last time he was #1? Yeah, I thought so. All of these factors, his moments of doubt and belief over the course of 2022, were what made this latest achievement so very special for him. He almost choked up a little speaking about it. According to him, if at the start of this year someone had told him he'd become the world's #1 by October, he wouldn't have believed them. As if that wasn't enough for him to make his fans ugly cry, he went on to note that he's never felt so close to his fellow players before, and he thanked his wife for her support. Yeah, quit cutting them onions right freaking now. Moving on, here are his thoughts on his achievement. With great ranking comes great responsibility, or whatever it was that Uncle Ben said. Rory McIlroy agrees. He's happy as ever to be at the top looking down, but he also thinks that this isn't the whole story. According to the PGA's Fierce Knight, it's not getting to #1 that's hard, it's staying there. But then again, he's one heck of a sportsman. He says most of the fun is also in the process of becoming the best, the whole struggle of it, and the reward that comes with it. Yep, it's official. Rory McIlroy loves the grind. He compared his wild journey of the past 12 months to a heavyweight boxer losing a world champion and then giving his absolute all to get back what he lost. This time last year, McIlroy was going through a rough patch, and now he's come full circle to take back what was his. We think this guy is a heavyweight champion in his own right. Coming up, the fan reactions. Rory's fans are at the top of the world right now. They're happy. Everything's great. But see, this isn't the wholesome old golf. This is the new bitter landscape where everything's a fight. And sure, peace is great, but we're here to talk about the chaos. McIlroy's throne at the top of the world rankings wasn't good news for everyone. The LIV fans were livid. Do you see where this is going? Yep, they think he was given the spot unjustly and that he could only secure #1 because all the LIV defectors had been refused the international ranking points. Most of them were pointing at Cam Smith and Dustin Johnson, saying that they could have easily beat the Irishmen for the top spot. There, that might be debatable. We're now going to criticize the Saudi-backed league and its players. There goes our chance of ever visiting an embassy. See, we'd never tolerate Cam Smith's slander. We'd defend his mullet to the death. But the dear Aussie boy hasn't been doing too well at his new circuit, has he? The same goes for Dustin Johnson. The guy's a beast, but he ain't beasting it like he used to beast. Not to mention the LIV League being 54 holes. Like, even if the OWGR gave them the points, were y'all so sure they'd be challenging the 72-hole champions? So yeah, that's a lot of words to say that no matter what side you're on in this feud, cut Rory some slack. The guy deserves it all, right? Up next, Rory's thoughts on the Rebel League. Sure, the LIV fans are hostile, but Mr. World #1 over here isn't too welcoming either. He said that LIV Golf is nothing but the manifestation of Greg Norman's 3-decade-old grudge against the PGA Tour. Okay, but you gotta give it up to Norman for staying true to his pettiness for that long though. According to him, the Aussie's hiding behind the mask of innovation in golf when the truth is that he's just found someone to fund his grudge project. That's all. He's also upset about the betrayal from all his former friends who ditched the tour for Saudi money. Well, friendships are broken and brotherhoods are shattered, but there's a silver lining too. It's microscopic, but it's there. Listen, even Rory McIlroy, the commander-in-chief of the PGA Defenders, now recognizes that the whole us versus them approach in this battle will hurt golf beyond repair. He thinks it's gone too far. Yeah, don't say. So, if this guy thinks peace is the only way forward, maybe we should be hopeful for the future, especially considering how much power his words hold in the PGA camps. Well, we hope we live to see the peace of the golf lands restored. Now let's talk about the Norman versus McIlroy saga. First off, Rory had something else in mind. Alright, so McIlroy loves the PGA Tour more than Drake loves his bed and his mama, and he's not sorry. This means his feud with Greg Norman and everything he touches is not just a feud, it's a vendetta. So no wonder his motivation is always to break the record of the Great White Shark. McIlroy has officially surpassed Norman's 20 PGA wins, and when he was asked about how he felt about it, he said something interesting, but not surprising. According to him, the thought of having one more win than a certain someone was what gave him the incentive to get the job done. Any guesses who that certain someone is, guys? We've been thinking for hours, and we can't figure it out. Rory, you're so slick. Now for Norman's response. Norman didn't say anything. He just let it go like the mature man he is. See, it just sounds wrong, doesn't it? Well, what he said in response to McIlroy's jab was that he's proud that the Irishman wants to break his records. Now, correct us if we're wrong, but this doesn't sound like it was said in good faith, does it? So here's our exclusive decoded version. You think you can beat me, peasant? You're only crawling in my footsteps to chase the glory that I possess because you, too, know how good I am. Yeah, now that sounds like something Norman would say. Lastly, who's the pettiest of them all? So the PGA wins record has been broken. Norman says he's proud, but hey, we kept the best for last. The Aussie also remarked that while Rory's at it, he should also try to win more than 91 global tournaments and stay at number 1 for more than 331 weeks. Those are some other of his records, obviously. Oh, and the current number 1 wasn't going to just stop, was he? When he was asked what goal he wanted to reach now that he's at 107 weeks, he said 332 weeks. Say what? It's sad that this petty feud is hurting golf, but honest to goodness, the tea is too good. That's a wrap for this video. Where do you see Rory's career going from here? And do you think he'll ever warm up to the LIV Golf? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.